Hello everybody, Chris here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a cool way that you can add a glow to your image inside of GIMP. So for this tutorial, we're going to need an add-on which you can easily install. It's called Gimmick. So that's G''MIC. I'm going to add a link in the description for you to go ahead and download that and install it for Windows. Once you install it, you should restart GIMP and then load in the image you want to add it. So if you want to add the glow effect and you want to target it at only a character inside of your image, then you may want to separate the image from the background by using a tool like the Scissors Select tool to get things started. So with the Scissors Select tool, I'm going to make a selection of this angel and copy it to a new layer, which will add the glow effect. So to use the Scissors Select tool is relatively straightforward. You left click to add a point, and then you can left click to add a second point, and it will try to figure out where the border between your character and the background is automatically. So this can be kind of a time saver since you don't have to add in every single pixel. And wherever it does make a mistake, you can left click on the line and drag it around and then let go to add a new point. So we're just going to do a rough cut here, going around the edge of the angel. You see right there with that long selection that it's got a pretty good selection here. When we copy the angel to a new layer, we're going to be lowering the opacity down and changing the color composite mode. So it probably won't be too important to be super precise here. But after doing this selection, we will clean it up a bit with the eraser tool. So at this point, I'll just kind of speed up the rest here. And once you've added all your points all around in the circle, go ahead and click on the original point in order to make the connector node. After that, you can make any minor adjustments you need to by clicking on points and dragging them around. And then you can click inside of this ring to make the selection. So with this selection, I'm going to hit Control-C to copy it and Control-V to paste it into a new layer. In the Layers window, hit the green button that says Create a New Layer to confirm it to the new layer, and I'm going to rename it to the glow layer. And if you want to see exactly what it looks like, you can turn off the original layer to see what your selection looks like in here. If you want, you can take the eraser tool with Shift-E and erase some of the background that managed to get through despite your selections. So places like here, you can kind of brush stroke that out. And in this case, we probably want to clean up the hair area as well. And we don't have to worry too much about being perfectly precise here because this is just to add extra glow to the first layer, but the first layer is still going to be there and the background. So when you have your selection cut out and you have Gimmick installed, you can go up to the Filters menu and then go down to the bottom where it will say Gimmick QT. Click on that and open up the Effects menu. You can see that there's 520 filters available in here, but if we put in glow, we can filter that down to just 3, 2 of which are relevant to us. So if you want to add in a glow effect with a blur, like we're going to, then you are going to want blur glow. Otherwise, you can use the light glow effect here, which will directly apply a color composite mode directly on top of that layer, which will permanently apply to the layer. But since we're just going to change the color composite mode on the layer itself rather than in the effect, we can use the blur glow just fine. So whenever you're clicking on one of these effects and you want to see the before and after, change the preview type from full to something like forward vertical so that you can see half on one side and half on the other. You can drag this little divider here so that you can see where the cutoff line is going to be between the before and the after. For the color channels, I'm going to leave that on all. And it's up to you if you want to play with the amplitude. So you can increase or decrease the effect of the blur by controlling this here. We're also going to be able to affect how much glow and blur there is just by controlling the opacity in the layer. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. You can set this to a higher amount, then make it less dramatic by lowering the opacity later on. So we're just going to take this and apply the glow blur. And now you'll see the blurred out angel on top of the original angel. So I'm going to start by taking the glow layer at 100%. Now what we can do is change the color composite mode from normal to something like soft light, hard light, or vivid light, so that this top glow layer can layer on top of the bottom angel, making the colors more vibrant, but also bringing in some of that blur to the background layer. And we can control how strong this effect is by lowering the opacity down to whatever percentage we may decide. But if you want to make the glow stronger, you can change from soft light mode to hard light. And for an even stronger effect, you can change it to vivid light. But on hard or vivid light, you probably want to lower the opacity down so it's not so extreme and so that you can see some of the detail in the original character. But personally, I like the look of the soft light, so I'm just going to leave it at soft light at 100%. So this is the original angel from the photo, and then when you add on the glow layer and soft light, this is what you get. It's a bit brighter, more vibrant, but at the same time has a subtle glow effect on it as well. So that's the basics of how you can apply a glow effect to any character inside of GIMP using the gimmick library. I've been Chris, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my future video content.